Hi, my name is Julie Rorston. One day I want to travel to Italy. One of the first things that I will see when I go to Italy is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Italians are so proud of it that they call it the Torre Pendente di Pisa. Torre meaning tower and pendente meaning hanging or pendant, as if the tower were suspended from a string hanging from heaven. Di Pisa just means of Pisa because the tower, of course, is located in Pisa, Italy. The tower was actually a very big mistake in the beginning, but it has grown in its fame and popularity throughout the years. It started as a gift from an old widow, and it survived many different wars and reconstructions. And now today it's being prepared to be permanently stabilized, which I'm glad about because then I'll be able to go visit it someday. In 1172, Berta di Bernardo, that's the widow, she died, and she actually willed a small amount of 60 coins to help build the tower. Those 60 coins bought just a few stones to start the bell tower, but they were important as they are still a part of the structure today. In 1173, the actual construction of the tower was started. The architect started building it, and according to Nova, the site that they chose to build that tower on was actually a water table. The architect didn't realize it though because the water table was covered up by this nice hard clay base that looked like it'd be, a really solid place to go ahead and build your structure on. So they continued to build on there until they got to probably about the third level of the tower, where they came to a stop because there was then an obvious tilt in the structure towards the south. And this was scaring the officials that the tower was going to collapse and kill a bunch of people and just, not be good. So 100 years later, Schrady notes in his book Tilt that Giovanni di Simone started construction up again in 1272. His idea was that he would build one wall taller and then one wall shorter to kind of give the tower a curve and make it kind of right itself from the tilt. But this didn't work, and it actually started leaning 2.7 more feet towards the south. The construction came to a stop again in the same year, 1272, when the Pisans went to battle with other cities and needed to divert their funds to other places. But in 1319, the tower was completed. So after the tower was completed, they added the bell, and everything was fine except for that tilt was still on the tower. The Pisans decided to make tweaks to the tower and try and fix it, and the tower actually survived many different wars and other kind of catastrophes associated with the tower. In 1406, Florence actually overtakes Pisa, and it's pretty interesting that Pisa actually managed to keep the tower during this point because Florence and Pisa were rivals, and Florence could have easily just decided, hey, I want to get back at Pisa, and we're just going to knock down their bell tower, which they're so proud of, even though it's got this tilt in it. Tilt says, that was written by Schrady Tilt, says that in 1595, Pisa had a fire right near the bell tower, and it just kind of brushed by the bell tower, and the bell tower managed to survive because of that. It also survived some commands during World War II when American soldiers were told to go ahead and destroy any towers that spies might be hiding in, and for some reason they decided to go ahead and leave the bell tower alone. The architect who actually finished the bell tower decided to build a walkway around the bell tower later, and when he did this, he hit the water table and disrupted it, which caused it to lean dramatically. So they decided to go ahead and wait for newer techniques and newer ideas before they did any more construction work on the tower to fix it. So now in more modern years, attempts have been made to improve the speech, but it's only come after much trial and error. In 1934, the dictator Mussolini decided that the tower was a shame to Italy because it was at that tilt, so he decided that it needed to be straight up and perfectly in line. He went ahead and did some projects on it, and it actually caused it to tilt so dramatically that it was now tilting at 15 feet. That night, cables had to be attached to the tower to keep it from tilting all the way over and falling to the ground. But there was a final solution that was found more recently called the soil extraction method. And this drill would actually drill into the ground and take bits of soil out, and from that, these 600 tons of lead weights could actually be removed from the tower, as well as the steel cables. The Telegraph said that there was 70 tons of earth removed before the tower could right itself. And now, since all of that work has been done, it is leaning only 18 inches from the previous 15 feet, and the tower is expected to stand for another 300 years as a result. Since the tower is fixed and standing a little bit more straight now, I will be able to visit it and see it in person someday. The tower may have started as a small donation to the cathedral for a bell tower, and it survived through many wars and correction, but with the final fixes, they have led to success in a one-of-a-kind tower. Thank you.